Welcome to another episode of the Derek Muhammad Show. I'm Derek Muhammad. Tonight, this is Supreme Wisdom Wednesdays. Tonight, we're talking about the importance of owning your home-based business. And joining with us soon is entrepreneur, consultant, Shahid Shabazz. I love Shahid Shabazz because he on my Instagram. I follow him on Instagram, and he got some of the dopest, most intellectual quotes and posts and history and actual facts on his Instagram page. Matter of fact, and I just want to say this show was brought to you by Guerrilla Film Grind, my book. Where's my book? Oh, Lord, I sold so many books, I can't even find. Oh, here it is. Voila, my book, Guerrilla Film Grind, How to Make a Movie for Little or Nothing. That's what this show is brought to you by. And we're going to bring in our special guest right now. Let me bring him to the stage. What's up, Shahid? Can you hear me okay, brother?
Peace, brother. I got you good.
Peace, man. Look, man, Peace. Thank you for coming. You blessed me last week with helping to break the how they do it with the ships when we was in the Navy. They broke the champagne before they send the ship out to sea. The you know what I'm talking about, the inauguration. You know what I'm saying? The christening. Yes. You broke this show last week, man, with the christening of coming on. So I'm glad that you came back. But tell us about yourself before we dig into this topic, man. For my listening
audience. Brother. I mean, you know me. I'm just a brother, not myself, born and raised in central Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to be exact.
We got a little feedback going on. We got a little feedback going on with the mic.
Stand by. That might be the audio. Give me one sec.
This is Shahid.
I hear the air.
Okay.
Still feedback?
No, we good now. I believe so.
I just found out, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay. Yeah, brother, I was saying born and raised, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, high school athlete, academic type brother. Did my years in college, spent some time in the military out west, San Diego, Navy, as you know. My background, law enforcement over the years, gained knowledge of self, brother. Became familiar with the teachings, the economic program, for the black man, the black woman, for the black nation. And I've been building ever since then, brother.
Man, that's awesome, man. So, I was just sharing before you came on some of your dope IG posts, bro, man. Because, reading your posts really is refreshing. And somebody said you got an echo. So we want to make sure, check your echo, make sure that we can hear you. Because they are really interested in hearing what you got to say today, brother.
Brother, let me pause for one sec. I'm not sure about the echo. I have the AirPods in, so if need be, I'll take the AirPods out and go straight on the mic.
Okay, there we go. That'll work.
They still hear the echo?
Yeah, we can still hear it.
So I'm gonna switch from the AirPods then and go straight on the mic. Okay. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
All right. Hey, Egypt, how are you? Look, let me tell you something. While you do that, I'm gonna bring my commercial back in while I got a listening audience real quick.
I like that, brother.
You like that? All right, yo. So look, yeah, you sound much better now. I think we clear.
Okay, good. Bro, before I get started, I always like to, give the greeting and say peace to the gods and the earth and all the positive people in the universe, brother.
Okay, peace. Walaikum salam. So, all right. This show, because a lot of people are out of work, a lot of people been furloughed, a lot of people are in financial distress, and like we talked last week, emergency preparedness. If they had planned for that, they could have altered the unseen. what do you suggest people do now and how they can get a grip of their situation?
Good question, brother. I mean, none of us expected this, brother. But with the background knowledge, the wisdom and understanding that we've been taught over the years, we have prepared for these moments. If you understand what I'm saying, economically and financially. But a lot of our people haven't and aren't familiar with our teachings. So, man, I'm big on starting businesses, brother. Creating a business, creating that additional stream of income, as I like to put it, that additional stream of income coming in. As awkward as it may think, because I know a lot of our people are struggling right now, but right now, today is actually a great time to start a business. So, and I don't mean for that to sound cliche. I want people to really think about that, though. If you think about, if you've ever thought about starting a business, trying to create another stream of income, we can call it a side hustle. I know a lot of people are actually creating side hustles right now, but I want to kind of keep it in the realm of starting a business, bro. Now is actually a great time to do that. I think a lot of people are awakened by this pandemic and the economic stress that they've been put under. There's a lot of hardship going on right now. I know some of your listening audience may wonder, what kind of business, what I don't necessarily say I have suggestions for businesses, but what I will encourage listeners to do is think on what they could profit off of, be it in their community, in their state, or even on a national or global perspective. Take that in consideration when it comes to starting a business. So that in and of itself is a good reason to start a business. And that's important. Now, some of the benefits of starting a business, and when I say starting a business, I more so speak to the aspect of forming an LLC. And I know there are a lot of people that, oh no, I don't want to get involved with that. I don't want to start an LLC. But what I will tell people is there are a lot of financial benefits in terms of taxes if you do start a business under an LLC or an S corp, whatever direction they choose.
Okay, now it's still a little echoey, so I don't know, like if you gotta adjust the sound or not. But what I want to add on to what you're saying, the importance of having that LLC. I know for a fact, I got an LLC, and you can use your LLC, have a business, get a bank account, and you can also use that to build business credit. So you want to check your sound. Let me see what you sound like right now, Shahid.
Yeah, brother. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. How does that sound now, brother?
It sound cool, but it has a little feedback to it. It's not as crystal clear.
Wow. Man, and I apologize for that technical difficulty. Basically, it's the same setup we did before. So I took the AirPods out and I'm speaking straight through the speakers now. So got the volume about half, had it up higher prior. Give me one moment. Let's check one more thing, brother.
So while my listening audience, we waiting for Shahid to get settled. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Derek Muhammad Show on YouTube. Hit the subscribe, follow, and share. Okay. How we looking?
Okay, brother. I don't know if I need to get closer, but any difference in sound now?
No, it still sound about the same, but let's rough it on out, man. Because if it get real bad, we'll figure it out along the way. So
yeah, and I apologize for that. I definitely like to be right and exact, brother.
Right, exactly. So Shahid, so you were saying with the LLC, the benefits. Tell the listening audience what's the benefits of having an LLC.
Yeah, so actually, you mentioned some of them just now, brother. But the benefits of LLC, in particular, if you have a home business, or even if you're not operating a business out of your home, just the tax write-off that within itself, the tax write-off. So if you have your, and we're saying LLC, it could also be an S corp as well. So that'd be another form. And I encourage your listening audience to Google those LLC versus the S corp to understand and get a better understanding on what would be best for them. But some of the benefits, if you're running your business out of your home, there's a percentage of your utilities that you can actually write off. And by utilities, I mean your gas, your electricity, right? Your Wi-Fi. You can even write off your homeowners insurance. You can write off your homeowners associations, and there are a slew of other things that you can write off. And I think to get more information on that, for people to be more right and exact, they can actually go to irs.gov and list them all. I don't think we have the time to, go through them all, but those are the main benefits that individuals can write off if they're running a business, in particular, out of their home.
Okay. All right. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play a commercial. I'm gonna let you see if we can get the sound corrected. Hold tight, everybody, and let's see what he can do as far as getting the sound corrected.
All right, brother. I do not know what's going on with the audio.
Life will get so much better. It will get so much better. So much better. Oh, my neck, my head, yeah, belongs to God. Hey, if I like this, play walks on, we can ride like this. When you rap, bond, you know, I try that road. I'm here. She's gone. She's gone. Sometimes you have to go with your places. We're on now. She's records in this moment. But you gotta give it a try. And it feels good.
All right, we back with Shahid Shabazz. Let's see what we got. How you looking, bro?
Brother, talk to me. I'm going to test 1, 2, 3. How's the sound now, brother?
I mean, let's work it out, bro. Let's work it out. Let's work it out. All right. So we talked about the tax benefits of having a home-based business, how to write off your utilities, your Wi-Fi. Certain places inside your home can be written off if you have a home office in there, correct? The insurance can be written off. How about even a vehicle? Tell us about the benefits if you can have that business, your vehicle owned by your business and some of the benefits.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, brother, I wanted to touch on the home part. So if you do have a home business, you have to have dedicated space in your home that is for your home business. Now, again, you can find that information. It has to be a certain amount of square footage, but you can find that on irs.gov. Regarding the vehicle, so if you have a vehicle that you are using for your business, the probably the most important part is to have that vehicle registered with whatever state your Department of Motor Vehicle is, or whatever it's called in the respective state, to have it listed as a business vehicle. And the mileage is important in terms of documenting that mileage. Another important thing is, so if you do have your LLC or your S corp, you can actually purchase the vehicle through your business. That makes sense. So the vehicle is in your business name.
Right. Great. So all right. So let's get into some of the businesses that you would suggest and investments, because your investment, you always push the importance of having passive income and investment income. So let's talk about that. Because we need to build generational wealth, not just for us, but for our generations to come, and also group economics, so we can buy up some of this place called America.
Right, bro. So with the we're talking about business here, and that was one of the things that I should have mentioned up front is that generational, the generational wealth. Because once you build a business and that business is successful and is generating income, every business is worth something. So that's something that we could possibly pass down to a family member or child or great grandchildren in terms of generational wealth. And then your other question was, it was regarding the what else was it with the business, brother?
Generational wealth and then investments.
Yeah, so that's something that I delved off into in my younger years, brother. I was hesitant at first, but in terms of investing, you all know, brother, gold is always a winner. I don't think we, in our community, we have actually been introduced to the value of gold. I think lots of times, we're more into some of the materialistic things. But in terms of investing, I tell people, look at gold prices, look at what gold prices do. And you typically, gold prices, you will never see them crash. It may go down a little bit, but you never see them crash like the stock market. And I think some of the posts you're referring to also concerning not just investing, but stocks as well. That's something I was introduced to at a young age. So I do invest in stock market. I know there are people that are 100% totally against stock market, and I get it. That's another business aspect that I was hesitant about at first, but I did it, and I've been fortunate. I've done well. As we all know, the stock market goes up and down. You make your money when the market is down. That's when I sell, and that's when I make most of my money. The stock market is going to crash. It's not the first time it crashed. It'll crash. It crashes again. But one thing I do tell people about the stock market, whenever it does crash, and when it comes back, it typically comes back higher than when it left off at. So that's when you see that income come in. That makes sense to you. When it does come back, it comes back higher than when it left off at. So yeah, those are two things that I tell people about gold and silver. Stock market is another option. And in terms of group investing, that's where I actually first started. When I mentioned investing, it was group investing out in San Diego. It was just a bunch of brothers and sisters. And we formed an investment group. That's actually what it was. And the money we put in, we were legit. We were set up. We had regulators in terms of a lawyer. We had accountants, et cetera. So we basically, the money that we put in, we helped each other start the business. And then we collectively invested money in different projects. I think one of the first ones that we did was it was actually an apartment complex in San Diego, like 15 or 16 units. That was the first thing. Very, very successful investment. I lived in San Diego for close to 18 years, and I think I was involved in that investment group probably about 10 years. And until I got out of that investment group, I made money every year.
That's awesome. I'm gonna answer a question, brother. Dexter Nelms, one of my partners out of Ohio. I used to ref him I used to ref his teams while he coached, and he used to always give me a hard time. He lucky I didn't tee him up all the time. Anyway, he got a question. He said, "How do you get your EIN number?"
You got to have to get your EIN number. You have to have your LLC or your S corp, and to get your EIN, you can do that online, IRS.gov. You can just do a simple Google search. how to apply for EIN, and it'll pop up right online. But you have to write the IRS, and you can do that online.
And you can get it for free. You don't got to pay one of those companies.
No cost. I mean,
right.
it's the government. It's the government, so it's free. They want your tax money.
Right. They got companies out there charge you to get an EIN number, and I just want the brother to know, don't pay for it. It's free.
No, that's because they're doing that background work for you. So if you don't mind, brother, I would actually like to go into that a little bit more, not just the EIN, but even establishing the LLC. So and let brother know that was a good question, by the way. That's one of the common questions that I get. So again, you have to be established. You have to have an LLC, and the LLC has to be registered in the state in which you reside in, right? You can actually do business outside of the state, but that's what the EIN is going to be attached to, that particular state, right? Somebody wants that tax money, whatever state that is. So in order to get the EIN, you have to have the LLC set up first. So next common question that I get, and someone may ask this question, how do you start? How do you form your LLC? There's all kinds of companies out there that do that. The most common company actually is LegalZoom, believe it or not. But you can actually pay a fee. You can do all that online, write LegalZoom, establish an account, tell them you want to form an LLC. Good thing about it is a company like LegalZoom or equivalent companies is that they will do all the background searching for you, your company name and everything associated with establishing the LLC. Again, obviously, you're paying a fee for that, but it takes the burden off you. Good thing about that is it is the start of a business startup, so you actually get to write that off as well.
Great. So, okay, let's flip back to gold, because you said gold is a great investment. It never crashed. Where's some of the places that you can buy gold, and what would you suggest where to hold the gold? Because, I hear about these companies like Carrot Bars, and, a lot of people are skeptical, you buy them, but do you actually have them in your possession? So could you clear that misnomer up for me?
Brother, yeah. Carrot Bars, I've never been involved in anything like Carrot Bar. And I know a lot of brothers and sisters that have. My position is, to do what's best for you, do what works for you. Carrot Bar or any equivalent company, that doesn't work for me. And I'm going to make this as plain and simple, bro. Every time I purchase gold, it's at a local mom or pop's shop. I go in, I buy the gold, I get the gold, I walk out with it. So I will find a mom or pop shop, right, in the local neighborhood where I'm at. I do it sometimes when I travel, but most likely I like to do it at home. I like to establish a rapport with a local mom or pop shop. And you'll normally see like coin shops that will sell gold and silver. And so that's how I do it. And that's what's been working for me. Obviously, some of your listening audience, they're welcome to, go to Carrot Bar way if they like. But me, I personally prefer going to the mom and pop shop, purchasing my gold and purchasing my silver. I think you asked the second part of the question, where do you keep it?
Yes.
I wouldn't tell anybody where I keep my gold and silver.
Right. That's smart. Hey, so look, we're here at the Derek Muhammad Show. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, please. Hit the like button and share. I'm talking to Shahid Shabazz, who's a consultant, a businessman. He's in security and law enforcement and emergency preparedness. He took time out because he has several businesses. And Shahid, now for average person, okay, if you was to consult with someone, how would you go about telling them as a consultant how to operate their home-based business, some of the things that they looking to get into, some of the best businesses, some of the ways to generate money and passive income? What would you suggest?
So I just want to clarify a point. So with me in consulting, my business is consulting, but it's under the umbrella of security, corporate business type security consulting. But when it comes to business, I just help our people out, but I technically don't call it consulting. I don't want it to sound formal because it's a very informal process I do when I help our people. So I'll sit down and give them some tips, some guidance, some do's and don'ts, and I would help them. I help them do some of the research and answer any questions that they have.
Great, great. So because I know one of the things is when you're talking to people, they were like, "Oh man, okay, this is the thing I have with our people." Now, there was three things they never taught black folks coming out of slavery: science of business, science of warfare, science of mating. They didn't
Correct.
teach that, right? And the reason why they didn't teach business because you be independent. They didn't want to share that information with the masses. Okay, they want you always be dependent. We are consumers. I'm in Atlanta right now, and Atlanta is one of the biggest consumer markets. I go to Phipps Plaza, I see nothing but us up in there, knowing we can't afford it. And I seen a brother one day inside the Gucci store, and I went in there to look around, just window shopping. But he was in there not looking around. He wasn't clowning. He had a stack of cash. I didn't understand why he didn't have it on his credit card, but who am I to ask, right? So he had, probably about $5,000-$10,000, and I know he ain't got a garage to put his car in. So I'm assuming he could be renting. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad assumption. But let me go.
Maybe he lived at his mom's house and his mother had a garage though.
Maybe, or baby mama house. I don't know. He probably had his Benz outside with the cover over. I don't know. But tell us the importance of living below your means and allowing that money to work for you. And then I got another question about pros and cons about buying gold and silver. We'll double back to that after you answer this question.
You said you had a question, brother?
Yeah, I have another question, but I'll ask that after you answer this last part about the importance.
Yeah, repeat the last part, brother. I had a little audio break as well.
Okay. So tell us the importance of living below your means and having money work for you instead of you working for it.
Yeah. Well, see, it's actually living beyond your means. In other words, you're spending more than what you're bringing in. So you're actually living beyond your means, meaning that you're taking your money and you're spending more than actually what you're putting into yourself. You're not paying yourself by spending your money. So the importance behind that is proper money management. So when you mentioned a few moments ago, those three things that that we weren't taught or introduced to, right? We have been taught to. I know I wasn't taught in high school. Or even growing up, in a household on how to manage, save, and invest money. So with the understanding that we haven't been taught that, it's very challenging for a lot of our people to grasp the concept. Sometimes we want to look rich or we want to look like we have more than what we have, but those are typically our people, the ones that are living beyond their means. We can usually pick those people out a crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, So the importance behind that overall, brother, is this proper money management, financial literacy, with all of the social media and technology that's available now. But there's all kinds of ways that you can invest to save money. You mentioned, brother, that you seen in a Gucci store with, probably $5,000 cash, brother. We could have took 1,500 that and invested it into something or gold or silver, whatever it may be. But see, that's not our, and I'm saying I'm speaking of the masses. That's not overall. That's not our mindset right now at the moment. But economic development within our community is very important, brother. And what we will see is, once we become financially sound as a people, you're going to see more power, the more power that we have. If you look at some of the, and I'll just use it as an example, if you look at some during political debates and during election times, there are groups of people, and they're respective of, the race or religion, that lobby and buy into that politician for them to do something to that. But you never see them marching. You don't see them campaigning for that politician, and you never see them faces. But they have enough money collectively as a group that they will actually buy into a politician, and that politician will make things happen for that group of people once they are in office.
I said the same thing the other day. I said politics without economics is simple without substance.
Brother, I'm telling you, it's 100% meaning. If you look right now, during this quote unquote so-called campaign, like Joe Biden is going to be spending like $24 million, like in one state, right, just on advertising, right, and that's digital advertising, and right, just that's on digital advertising as well as television, right? The television ad. We've all seen it. $24 million. See, those are people. See, that's one state. So we were not even. That's one. In fact, specifically, that's California, right? And people can fact check that, by the way, as well. So that's California, right? So that campaign money came from people that basically want to support him, right? They want something from him, rightfully so, right? He's a politician, and that's their way of vowing that they are going to support him. They're going to support him financially, and they want something from him. See, that's what we lack at oftentimes, right? We're told to just go vote, right? And vote for this individual because we don't like that individual. Anytime you only have two parties, there's always going to be an issue because you don't have another choice. So I tell that to the audience to keep that in mind when you do cast your vote. It's other groups of people that are putting money behind these politicians, and that's why they receive something and we don't.
Exactly. So I'm gonna double back because there was a question that came in. What are some of the pros and cons of buying gold or silver?
I'll start with the pros first. There may come a time where, let's say chaos. There could be chaos. This is an example. There could be additional chaos as a result of COVID-19. We've seen this a few months ago following the death of George Floyd, as well as Breonna Taylor. There's a lot of chaos in the streets. So let's just say one moment that the chaos, the rioting, the unrest that we've seen in the streets, let's say it got further and things are actually shut down, not even including COVID-19. Your money may not be any good. That gold and silver, trust me, somebody will take that gold and silver. They will trade that because of the value. So that's definitely a pro. And then I also mentioned the way that gold fluctuates, bro. It doesn't fluctuate like the stock market. So even when it does go down, it still maintains the majority of its worth, and it will never crash. So those are pros. Cons of buying gold or silver, you actually touched on it earlier, is where you're going to keep it at.
Right.
You're going to keep it. So you physically have to maintain and protect that gold or silver. Like, so where are you going to keep it? So I would say don't just go out and buy gold or silver and not understanding the phase of protecting it and securing your gold or silver. And if you do, keep that to yourself for the most part. Some people choose safe deposit boxes. Some people choose safes in their homes. Some people choose to secure it with a family member, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I already have that worked out. So if I were to say a con, that would be it for me. Because again, everything that I share, it may not be for everybody. So again, as opposed to just going out and buying gold and silver and I got this gold and silver, make sure that you can secure your gold and your silver.
Understood. So look, let me make sure everybody in this chat room, please subscribe to the Derek Muhammad Show. You're on the Derek Muhammad Show. Subscribe to it at YouTube, the Derek Muhammad Show. I'm with my guest tonight, Shahid Shabazz, who's a consultant of law enforcement and security and emergency preparedness. We talked last week about that, but I got a question for you, but I'll save that towards the end so we can double back to it. But one of the things, based on what would you say is the best business investment for your dollar right now, today? What is the best business investment?
And the best business investment, and to make sure I'm understanding it correctly, is that actually investing in the business or investing your money into something other than the business and making money?
Both. Give me both answers.
Wow. So let me start with the latter, and it's pretty simple. If if you're not making money while you sleep, bruh, then you're not making that real money. Then I tell people like that right there. Okay. So let me break that down in a little bit more simpler terms. And I typically use money that I used years ago, and I invested in rental properties. Right? I invested in real estate. So that's the form that's the way that I make money while I sleep for the most part. So you take your money, you make your money make money. If your money is sitting in the bank or up under your mattress, it's not doing nothing for you. It's just money, right? So you can put a paperweight on it. So that money is exactly the same. It ain't going nowhere. It's not growing. So you always want your money. You want your money to grow. When I make recommendations to people that want to do something with their money, be it in a business or they just want their money to grow, I typically recommend real estate, one, income properties, right? That's one. I already mentioned, the gold and silver. That I mentioned the stock market. But if you want to take your money and invest it into an actual business, be it a home business or brick or mortar, I mean, there's all kinds. I mean, I don't know if I'm having a conversation with you the other day, but there's a young brother in development that I live at right here in the Orlando area. But he's been making T-shirts since COVID-19.
Wow.
T-shirts. Wow. Lives with his father. He's a college student. He gives his father $500 a month. That's his rent, and that covers his utilities because there are increased utility. He uses a little bit more water, a little bit more electricity. But he told me that he makes probably right around $2,500 a month. So that means he probably makes close to $3,000 a month if he's breaking his father off. That's T-shirts, brother.
Just T-shirts.
Just T-shirts. Now, that's T-shirts. And I'm not joking. I know the brother. We talked. I've been knowing him since he was like in junior high school. He's a college student now. But it goes back actually to today's conversation because he started this right before COVID, and it actually blew up during COVID. Now, what he was able to do, being on lockdown, like a lot of us are or were, he was actually able to put more time into his T-shirt business. So his online part of the business just blew up. Blew up. No pun intended. It blew up. Half of the garage is where his father parks his car. The other half of the garage is his print material, his printers. He's got all different T-shirts. He's got the big tall rack, and he ships everything U.S. Postal Service right from the garage. Has his own the little thing from the U.S. Postal Service, and the Postal Service comes by every day to pick it from him. So he has what we call quote unquote legitimate home business.
Wow. It's funny you said T-shirts because I just started a T-shirt line, me and my team, and this is not it. Actually, this is Spurgo Billionaire. So I'm going to plug him since I'm wearing it. He's 14 years old out of Philly. Spurgo Billionaire. Got the T-shirt, but he inspired me. Spurgo inspired me. 14-year-old inspired me. So I got a T-shirt line called Dream Chaser, and it's coming out. I got the mock-ups. You're going to be able to see it probably next week. I'm waiting on the models to come because we're inspired. We're going hard. We're going hard in the paint. So I'm glad you said T-shirts because that let me know that I'm in the right vein of things, man.
Oh, indeed. Repeat the name of your line you said again, brother?
Dream Chaser.
Dream Chaser?
That's the name of the line. Dream Chaser. Dream Chaser.
Wow. Okay. You just mentioned the PHILLY, brother Spurgo. So check out Meek Mill. His line, the name of his line is something similar. That's why I should repeat.
Oh yeah, I know. We got the same kind of idea, but I'm sneaking under the radar. It's a race to the finish. Yeah, righteous competition. Right.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So I wanted to give that example of the brother and his business. He set up T-shirt business. Maybe perhaps to inspire one of your listeners. And I'm not saying to inspire them to go start a T-shirt. Obviously, anybody can start a T-shirt business and be successful depending on the money and the energy that you put into it. But any business, I have friends that make jewelry from their home. I have another friend that makes picture frames for the United States government. It's a contract. So they make picture frames like for awards, like those plaques and those frames for awards. Right. So they're on contract to make, and I don't know the numbers, to make however many thousand, and it's for the United States government. And obviously they go all over the country. But I have friends that make cookies. Yep, they sell cookies. Yeah. They sell cookies and they ship them all over the world. So, I mean, the mind is endless to what we can do from a business. So I encourage the listening audience to, find what their niche is, find what their calling is, and if not their calling, tell them to make it their calling, and perhaps consider starting a business, bro.
Yeah, I got someone in the chat line, Shanna Ward. She said, facts. I had one design made $750 in 3 days. She made $750 in 3 days from one design. Shout out to you, Shanna Ward. We're gonna check it out, and she said she something about through the IRS. I don't know what that means. I'm not in that but she made one design for $750. Well, she made $750 in 3 days. Good for you, Shanna. Continue success, girl. Continue success. Oh, she's sharing the EIN forms for anybody in the chat.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing. Good looking out. See, it's a family affair. Shanna, God bless you, gal. I want you to make $750,000 next month.
Yeah, so I do too.
Yeah, that's right.
You bring up the EIN again, which is important to mention that once you have your EIN, and this is very important, they only send it to you once. You get me? The IRS will only send you your EIN once. So that's very important. So make a copy. I've digitized my copy. The EIN, it's actually a form. It's a paper. It has your name, who you are, your business, and you have an EIN. The EIN is nothing more than a tax identification number, right? You with me, brother?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, it looked like it dropped. Okay, it came back. But it's the EIN form that you will use for your business when you go to apply for, let's say, like a tax-exempt account, like at Lowe's or Home Depot. Or if you want to do business wholesale, it's your EIN number that will get you those wholesale accounts. And depending on what the business is, if you need supplies or things like that, it's your EIN. I know I have a couple of business accounts set up with different businesses, Staples, Home Depots, and I have my EIN on file. So that allows you to purchase tax exempt.
Okay, so look, what are some of the books you recommend for our listening audiences and listening audience in terms of reading or listening to on tape for business or motivation or inspiration? What are some of the books you would recommend?
Wow, good question. And over the years, I've read so many books. So let me do this and throw some author names out there. Is that okay?
Yeah,
and I'll throw Powernomics out there. So we'll start off with Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson. Mind Detect Minds. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Great book. I would say all the books that Dr. Dennis Kimbrough wrote, and if I recall, he's still in the ATL in the Atlanta area. That's Dr. Dennis Kimbrough.
Dennis Kimbrough. Yes, sir.
Think and Grow Rich. I believe that's one of his books. He's written several. Obviously, Dr. Claude.
Black version. He wrote one for Black people. Think and Grow Rich.
That's what we're talking about. That's a given, brother. Yeah. Right. And Dr. Boyce Watkins is actually he does some good writing and some good shows as well. As far as business, and I know he has a website set up where he actually teaches people about business, about investing, about the stocks and stuff like that. I am not a finance major. I'm not a business major. I just became introduced to knowledge of self and how to do for self and the economic blueprint of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that's what got me started at a young age. So I'm more of a what you call self-taught, trial and error type business person. And in the spirit of disclosure, it would not be fair if I didn't mention I've had some financial failures in terms of businesses, just bad business investments or things didn't go as planned in terms of business and making money. So be mindful of that. And I'm not saying that I ever went broke. I didn't go broke or anything like that, but I invested in things in the past, mainly in my younger ages. And I'm not saying that someone got over on me or misused me. It was just sometimes the business just didn't grow or go, or the investment just didn't grow the way that I expected it to grow. So I don't want anyone to go out there and start something and become disgruntled or discouraged or anything like that. Forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, because most businesses, some people just gonna fail. That's the science of learning. Failure is a learning experience. I know I failed several times. So it is what it is. Let me say something. Shannon Ward said she did a drop ship, easy setup. She owned her own insurance agency, and she set the t-shirt business up to show her daughter how to read statistics, sales, and e-commerce while she was on shutdown. And she also met Claude Anderson, and she's certified in Powernomics. We got to get you on the show, sis. We got to get you on the show, help you drop that on the show.
Yeah. So to use the term drop ship, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. I can actually speak on that briefly.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So drop shipping, and I'll use it in terms of, I'll connect that to like folks that do t-shirts. Like I mentioned a brother that lives in the same development I live in, so he has his own setup, so he does all the work himself. You can actually drop ship, and a lot of the rappers, entertainers, celebrities, that's exactly what they use when you purchase like their products or whatnot. So it's a company or companies that are set up different parts of the country, and basically you order online. So let's say you order the Derek Muhammad shirt, yada, 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 but Derek Muhammad, you don't actually have a staff and printers and all the logistic stuff set up. There's another company. They do all the inventory, the whole nine, brothers. So you pay the drop shipper, and they print the shirt, send it to you, and the money goes into your account. A lot of people do that as well.
That's a beautiful operation. Shopify is one of them. Yeah. Printful is one of them. Yeah. So BigCommerce is one. So yeah. So look, I want to read something from Powernomics, man, because you got.
Please do.
Okay. So it says the empowerment mode. Empowerment is too frequently used interchangeably with motivation, but the two words are very different. Motivating blacks or any other group is a little more than just getting them interested. You have to create excitement, make them feel good. For instance, blacks as a group can be motivated to travel and see the world, but if they lack money, time, and other resources, there are little more than motivated blacks who cannot leave home. But empowerment does not simply stimulate interest in travel. It also inspires confidence, and most importantly, it provides tools and other needed resources necessary to accomplish the goals. What you think about that, brother?
I think that's right and exact, brother. And let me add on to that. Today's supreme math is actually power refinement. Power is to be resourceful. Power for us is know that we have the power and we have the ability to be resourceful. Refinement is to remove impurities, unwanted elements from self. So you put power, refinement together, brother. That right there tells us alone that we are more than capable of starting a business and being the righteous people that we are here on the planet Earth.
Man, did y'all hear that? Power refinement. See, when I set up the show, that's right. I said it was knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, and refinement. And he just hit us in the head with that. Man, go ahead, man. So, with the power, with the empowerment, we don't take advantage, like you said. We have money. $1 trillion come through the black community. And I always state this claim. We spend 95% of our money with white people and blame 95% of our problems on white people. But the problem is where we spending our money with the people that we blame our problems with. So we need to just control, become producers and consumers with ourselves. And that's Black empowerment. Am I right? That's economic empowerment.
No, but you are right and exact. So see, when we quit consuming so much and be producers, see that with itself is like you just now said, that is power. But see, we have to understand and know that we have the power within us, not external, but within us to make those things happen and allow them to manifest. And that's one of the things that we're talking about today. We talk about starting business. We have the power to do that. There's nobody, there's no one stopping us from doing it. Listen, I've told people, and by the way, I've helped so many people over the years, point them in the right direction. I just help them, walk them step for step, starting a business. I am big on family-owned business because at the beginning of the show, we talked about generational wealth. So typically, any time that you have a family business, that's going to turn into generational wealth. So some things that we can think about is one, start family businesses, right? Who better to start a business? Who better to start a business with than your siblings, right? Your cousins or whoever it may be within the family. We talked about group economics prior to that. I spoke about an investment group that I was part of. And when I say the investment group, we had one member of the group was worked for the cable company. One actually worked for Pepsi Cola. One was, I remember she was a supervisor at a call center. I worked law enforcement. So we came from varying backgrounds. The thing is, we had one common goal, and that was to see our money make money. And that's what formed the investment group. So I just kind of want to, wrap everything around that and plant that seed in some of the listening audience head, bro.
Man, that's dope. And let me say this, everybody, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Derek Muhammad Show on YouTube. Subscribe, hit like. We're with our guest today, Shahid Shabazz, on Supreme Wisdom Wednesday. We dropping the importance of having a home-based business. Shannon Ward just said, my family had one of the first Black-owned businesses in America. Please tell us what that was. And you see that her family through generations had entrepreneurship. So therefore, she's an entrepreneur. But what happened, our people used to be probably entrepreneurs or laborers, but we went and got the good job for our people, for white people. And now
Yeah, if you think about it, so when we say that we were entrepreneurs, right, we had no choice.
No choice.
Think about it. Historically speaking, we had no choice, right, to do for ourselves. And this is what I tell people from a historical perspective. When we were left after slavery, you had no choice but to do for yourself. Other things interrupted our mindset. And that's why we have the mindset that we have today. And again, when I say we, I'm speaking collectively because I was once guilty of that mindset as well. So as long as that mindset continues, we'll continue to do that. But thanks to brothers like yourself that have this platform and we can share information with our brother, I hope that there's someone that's listening right now or will listen to this viewing in the future, and they become inspired to start a business, to invest their money, to buy some property as an income property, whatever it may be, to make their money make more money.
That's right. The definition of an entrepreneur is one who takes risks, and that's what you have to do. No reward without the risk. You know what I wanted to talk about, because we have invented so many items that we don't even know Black people invented, but we don't get the benefit from it. We don't know how to put it in the marketplace, or people that do put it in the marketplace hijack our items, hijack the inventions, put their name on it, and make millions. For example, the washing machine. Maytag is white, but they did not invent the washing machine. Black man invented the washing machine. Same with the refrigerator, the golf tee. So what would you say going forward in the future? What the importance of ownership, manufacturing, and distribution for our own economic empowerment and gross national Black product?
So the first thing I think I would say to that is, one, we have to believe in ourselves to even move in that direction. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us do. So when we do become in a position to where we produce, manufacture, we have to support one another. We have to go and buy that product. You understand what I'm saying? And again, part of that is our mindset. Well, we think that somebody else's water is colder than our own water, bro. And that we know that not to be actual fact. So again, that is that's a mindset, right? That we have to rid ourselves of. I mean, we absolutely have to. We got to quit that squabbling. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You mentioned a few moments ago that a sister said she has the first black-owned business.
Yeah.
Her family has one of the first black-owned business in the United States.
And before you go, let me go. I'm gonna tell you what's the name of her business because I know the name of her business. I know these.
And the reason I bring it up, brother, is because I love to patronize our people.
Let me tell you, the name of her family business is E.E. Ward, Moving and Storage. They first contracted with the U.S. government of Union Army supplies. It's like over 100 years old. Her family were abolitionists in Ohio through the Underground Railroad, and the company still has it in operation today. I know this company. So, yes, its mentality is, you know what? The thing is, we need more stories like this, more stories like her family story, C.J. Walker's story, A. Philip Randolph's story, Sam Johnson's family, the Johnson family. You know what I'm talking about. Jet Magazine. You know, Reginald Lewis. You know, we need stories like that told to us that let us know we can make it regardless of circumstances, regardless of what, whom, where, how we can make it because we built the last and we're indestructible. Did you want to go ahead and make your point?
To reiterate it, and when we do hear those stories, again, we have to go out and support our people and patronize them, buy from them, right? To not just make those stories, but to make them success stories and to inspire and encourage others as well. I just wanted to reiterate that. You know, it's all for not to mention, you know, these companies if we're not supporting them. You know, it's one thing to be in the background and you know, with the pom poms and, you know, we cheer on them on, but when it's time to shot from A or shot from B, right? You know, we're not giving our people our just due.
Yes, exactly. You got a quote, and I want you to elaborate on this quote. It's on your Instagram. And y'all can follow him on Instagram at Shabazz_Supreme7. Okay, on Instagram. I think it's private. He got to accept you. But anyway, his quote on this is, aim to be great in 10 years. Build healthy habits today to be fit in 10 years. Save and invest to be wealthy in 10 years. Be sociable to lead great relationships in 10 years. Build habits today so you can succeed in the future. Build on that, God.
So for that one there, that was actually for a younger group. Not to say that it wouldn't work for us, because that 10 years could very easily be 3 years, could be 5 years, right? Could be 7 the guy years. But if I haven't told you, I'm also a member of the 100 Black Men of America Greater Washington, D.C. chapter. So one of the things that we do, one of our pillars is, we mentor Black youth, and economic development is one of them. So I work with a lot of the younger brothers. You know, school's been out, things have been rough for them. So, and they follow me on Instagram as well. So I tell them to, have a foresight, look ahead and be it business, what you want to do after college, where do you want to be? So I say 10 years again, that could be 5 years, that could be 3 years, that could be next year. We don't wake, we were born, we are a great culture. We were born, but what we lack at, we don't know that. And we still have to build on being great, even though we're great. We don't know how great we are, some of us. So that's what that post is basically about. It's about building on being great. We don't just wake up great and things fall out of the sky for us, make things come together for us. We still have to build on who we are and what we have.
That's beautiful, brother. You spoke the undisputed truth. Okay, so we're getting ready to wrap things up. I want to also plug my friend online business. Her name is Audrey Egypt Young. She has a business, and she told me to tell these business owners to log in and sign up for free advertising on her eblackbooklistings.com. eblackbooklistings.com is where you can find all the black businesses, all the black products and services. It's going to be the new black business Bible in the country, in the world. So, yes, so build on that. Yeah, I'm going to post that on this link.
Please do.
And I'll share that with you. So before we close, you got anything you want to say before we wrap things up, Shahid?
Yeah, just in closing, I think we pretty much said what we had to say regarding business, doing for self. Brother, you know, we being as great as people as we are, we have to manifest who we are. So it's one thing, you know, to encourage, to guide, to show one another, but we have to change, and I spoke about it a few moments ago, we have to change our mindset in certain areas for us to graduate to the next level. So I think so those would be my closing words. Be great, continue to be great. You can follow me on Instagram, brother. Can you read it back to him again, please?
His Instagram handle is Shahid. No, excuse me. It's Shabazz. SHABAZZ_Supreme7. Okay. And let me say this, you know, nothing happened without struggle. Nothing great happened without having struggle attached to it. And so many of us, as soon as we have a little setback, a little disappointment, a little just fall on your face failure, we quit, we give up. And that's the universe testing you to see if you're worthy to go to the next level. And one of the best books, we talked about this, one of the best books that put everything in a 360-degree perspective for me, from Christianity to Islam to universal knowledge, was The Alchemist. Because it showed you in that story, and you can, if you read it, you'll see yourself, it showed you that if you really want something, the universe conspires to help you get it. Is it easy? No. Would you get robbed? Yes. Could you damn near die? Hell yeah. But if you pursue the course and keep your eye on the oil and the spoon, damn it, you may find your treasure, and that treasure is within. I want to thank my guest, Shahid Shabazz, for coming on and building Supreme Wisdom Wednesdays. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like, share, go to my YouTube channel, The Derek Muhammad Show. And also, if you have not bought a copy of my book, Guerrilla Film Grind, How to Make a Movie for Little or Nothing, go to DerekMMuhammad.com. DerekMMuhammad.com. Support this book. We're going to sell 1 million copies 1 million times, baby. And the Dream Chaser line is coming soon. You anything closing, brother?
I'm guilty, brother. I actually have the webpage up. I haven't ordered my book yet. I need to do that tonight. My word is my bond. How do I get my copy autographed?
Oh, you buy it, and I'm gonna sign it from the headquarters here in North America and ship it out to you, drop ship style, baby.
Word is bond. I'll be ordering the book tonight when we get offline.
Sounds good. Okay, great. So look, before we go, I'm gonna run my commercial back, and I thank everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow we're gonna have an amazing show lined up. I got I believe Elijah Baker from Ambitious Records. He's gonna come on and drop his knowledge on the music game. He's the original bass player for Tony, and he's Raphael Sadiq's cousin, and he got several bands which are all amazing, and I'm gonna drop his commercial about right now.
I'm tuning in.
Have lots of fun. Life will get so much better. It will get so much better.
my neck, my head, yeah, belongs to God.
Hey, if I like this, play walk song, we can ride like this. When you rap, non-bond, you know, I try not to grow. I'm here. She's gone. I ain't shit. She's gone. Sometimes you have to go with your places. We're on now. And it's just like what's in this life. Get the back of the truck. If it feels good.
Good. Peace, brother.
Oh,
Peace.
Yes, and before I cannot leave this spot until I make sure I drop my my commercial. So bear with me because we all got to do for self, and first law of nature is self-preservation. So here's my commercial for Guerrilla Film Grind. Oh, wrong.
Yes.
All right, thank y'all for tuning in to Derek Muhammad Show with our special guest, Shahid Shabazz. Until next time, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Be extra good to yourself.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.